This is the end! Ah! Yeah! That's it!
What up, everybody? This is your boy DJ Mixmaster, and welcome back to Soul Calibur 3. Last video, we ended up finishing off Chronicles of the Sword mode, and so with that, we move on to the Tales of Souls. So we're gonna start off with my favorite character from this game, that being Siegfried. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now, one thing is we're not only just going to be doing the story, we're going to try to make it a challenge. And the challenge is, there is a secret boss, I guess you could say, in a manner of speaking, called Night Terror. It's kind of like a souped up version of Nightmare. In this mode, the Tales of Souls, there's a particular path for every character to get to this stage, to get to that fight, I should say. But in order to get to that fight, we have to not only pick the correct path to take, we can't lose a single battle. Anytime we lose a battle, then that path will be locked to us. We'll only get to a certain way, then it'll proceed like as if you're doing the mode normally. So that's our goal. So we're gonna go ahead, like I said, get started with Siegfried.
That's it!
With his soul held captive by Soul Edge, Siegfried had continued hunting souls for the sword, but a showdown with a certain man at Ostrengburg Castle had provided him the opportunity to break free from the curse. At that time, he had succeeded in sealing the cursed sword with the spirit sword Soul Calibur, which had suddenly appeared. Now, in order to atone for his crimes and seal the cursed sword for all eternity, he made up his mind to set out on a journey once more. However, the whispers of the cursed sword that periodically echoed in his ears haunted him, and each time he was forced to cross swords with someone, he had sought him out for revenge. And I missed the last part of it. Man, it went by fast, but I got most of it. Alright, so Episode 1, Old Toledo. Keeping the cursed sword hidden from view, Siegfried continued his journey to seal it away. But just what did he need to do in order to seal it? This evening, as he wandered in search of a way, suffering came to visit him once more. Someone seeking revenge on Nightmare had set fire to the building in which Siegfried was resting and stood blocking his path.
Entrust your noble soul in your sword. I'm done with nightmares.
Want to see my true strength?
Versus swordsman, fight! You're not going to die! This is the end! Time to die! What's wrong? Time to die! You win! Never again will I bend to anyone's will.
Listening to the curses of the swordsman he had defeated, Siegfried whispered a single apology within his heart. He knew the seriousness of his crimes, but he could not allow himself to be defeated yet, for his death would mean the release of Soul Edge. Struggling to maintain his sanity, he put the burned wreckage behind him. He had to destroy the cursed sword as quickly as possible. After that, he would no longer value his life. Okay, now I gotta try to remember because each path is different, so If I'm not mistaken, for Siegfried, I think I should go seek power in order to destroy the cursed sword. Power great enough to destroy the cursed sword. Siegfried knew of no such thing. However, even Soul Edge was an object of this world. If he were to obtain a power even greater, even the sword could be destroyed. He continued to wander in search of that answer and arrived at an arena. Perhaps among the powerful warriors who gathered here was one who would know the answer.
He moves onward without pause until the day he completes his great quest. I fear nothing. I will face my darkness. Let's see what you've got. Versus Rock. Fight. That's it. That's it. You win. I do not desire a false salvation.
In the end, even at the arena, he found no no useful information. It was possible there really was nothing more powerful than the cursed sword. As he began thinking this, a mysterious man appeared, claiming to know a way to destroy Soul Edge. How had he known that Siegfried wished to destroy the sword? Keeping his guard up, he headed for the location that the man had specified. He knew not if this man was friend or foe, but it sounded like he had something worthwhile to say.
You've served your purpose. It's time for you to die. Yes, that's right. That's what it takes.
What did you... Who are you? What do you know? Versus Zasalamel. Fight! That's it! You win! You could never beat me.
Just who are you? I place my curse upon you, you who struggle to escape the sword. Without answering the question, the man with the scythe melted into the shadows. He was no ally, that much was certain. He was an enemy filled with malicious intent. Okay, and I think the next course is to avoid chasing him. The man was a concern, but it would not be wise to follow him now. Siegfried felt that the time would come when they would face each other again. He once again set off wandering across the land and concluded that destroying Soul Edge would be difficult. It seemed unlikely that he would find a power greater than the cursed sword, and even the spirit sword that was currently pierced through Soul Edge seemed to barely be keeping it in check. Let's see, I think the next course would be to investigate the cursed sword further. Researching the spirit sword, he learned that this sword came not from Europe, but from a land far to the east. At the end of a long journey, he arrived in a land steeped with a spiritual energy similar to that of the sword. However, a young man living in that land reached for a staff, presumably his weapon, as soon as he laid eyes upon Siegfried. Had the youth sensed the evil energy remaining in Siegfried's body and judged him an enemy, or had he sensed the presence of the cursed sword he carried? Whatever the case, it seemed he had no choice but to fight.
His eyes reveal a man of renewed purpose. Sinners need no mercy or sympathy.
Listen, my soul rages with strength.
Versus Keelik. Fight!
You're not going anywhere. Time to die. Give it up. Time to die.
You win! You could never beat me.
Siegfried felt like he was being watched. Go ahead and hurry on ahead. It turned out the young man possessed techniques for exorcising evil. Siegfried asked at the man to teach him that power, but unfortunately, Siegfried had been under the influence of the cursed sword for too long. His body would no longer be able to handle the power of purification. With the power to oppose Soul Edge right before his eyes and yet unable to obtain it, Siegfried left this land in despair. He could not wallow in depression indefinitely. He had to complete his task. Continuing his journey, he entered Persia, and upon hearing of the destruction of a cult that had worshipped an evil god, headed for their temple in the desert. Even if it was evil, if it was a power that exceeded human knowledge, then perhaps it would open the way to destroying the cursed sword.
You survived, but let's see if you can do it again. Versus Astaroth. Fight!
Gotta watch these using Terror Moon that goes through my defenses. Nope. Woo, that was close. Okay.
You win. I won't fail, even if I have to sacrifice my life.
The giant he had defeated in the ruins was someone with whom he had once collaborated when he had been under the control of the sword. After defeating him, Siegfried realized that it was this giant who had annihilated the temple. He would not find any secret arts here. Siegfried's journey to find a way to oppose Soul Edge still showed no signs of ending, and he continued to wander.
He pursues a demon to avenge his fallen comrades. You could never understand.
You really want to do this?
Versus Maxi. Fight!
Yes, it is.
Whew, okay.
My life is not for your taking.
Continuing his journey, Siegfried heard a rumor in one city that caught his attention. It was said there was a warrior who boasted that he would destroy Soul Edge. Just who was this man? If this man's strength was truly greater than that of the cursed sword, but he could not deny the possibility that it was nothing more than empty boasting. Well, let's go. It's worth a try. The man had said he would destroy Soul Edge. It would not be a waste to at least test those words. Siegfried headed to the man mentioned in the rumors. However, when he arrived, he learned that the man had been holed up inside a giant underground labyrinth for some time. It was said that those lost in the labyrinth were never seen again. And looking at the foreboding entrance, it was no wonder the local people feared it. Siegfried lit a torch and stepped inside.
Love and madness slowly intertwine.
I must finish my duty.
You will have no chance to strike.
Versus Raphael. Fight!
This is it. Stay down. What a joke. That's it. Stay down. Where are you going? Where are you going? What a joke.
You win!
Do not call me Nightmare.
The man whom had attacked him was suffering from the influence of a powerful evil force. He defeated the man, feeling as if he were facing his past self. Siegfried continued exploring the labyrinth, but his food was running low and his body was tired. What should he do? Well, we made it to the point where we're at the Grand Labyrinth, and that's where all the paths, I think, lead. And so now we have to head further in. As he proceeded further in, the air grew thicker. For a while now, he had been feeling as if there were someone there ahead of him, and that feeling made him all the more nervous. A few moments later, that presence made itself known.
Now two souls are fiercely entangled.
It doesn't matter whether I am saved. It's too late to cower in fear.
Ah, crap, it's Arthur.
Versus unknown soul. Fight!
And the problem is, I can't see the edge!
This is it.
You win!
I avoided your vitals. You'll live.
Woo! Okay. He could not allow himself to be defeated here. Until he did away with the cursed sword, he would not permit himself to die. After defeating his enemy, Siegfried slowly exhaled and began walking once more. Just how deep was this labyrinth? He wasn't even sure if he was heading for the center anymore. But there was nothing to do now but keep going. Suddenly, Siegfried sensed a fierce battle lust from deep within the darkness. Greasy sweat poured from all of his pores and a chill went down his spine. It had been some time since he felt a presence like this, and it was as if the darkness was trying to swallow him whole. And we have to approach, so let's go. Prepare to defend yourself.
I don't know who you are, but I suggest you stay away for your own good. Move. I don't have time to play around. So, you're getting in my way? You'd better be prepared for the consequences.
Versus Olkadan. Fight! You win!
You could never beat me.
Alrighty then. This warrior did not appear capable of defeating Soul Edge either. Upon leaving the labyrinth, Siegfried suddenly felt a powerful evil energy and reflexively looked around. I am here. The sword is here as well. So how? He thought to himself. He could feel a dark presence with which he was intimately familiar, and it was watching him. Realizing that Nightmare had somehow revived, he went after the monster's presence. The time for battle approached.
I'm impressed that you made it this far. Not bad at all. My dream is about to be realized. You, however, are not worthy of witnessing this glorious moment. Leave this place at once.
Versus Zasalamel. Fight!
Time to die. Goodbye. Goodbye. Stay down. It won't work.
This is the end!
You fool.
You win! I cannot cleanse myself of this sin.
Woo!
Impressive. I did not expect such power. But I did not come all this way just to die here.
I will end this once and for all!
Versus Night Terror. Fight! Fight! You lose. 9.
All right. Let's settle this once and for all. My unforgivable past.
Versus Night Terror. Fight!
Okay, come on, almost there.
Fight! You win!
Will I ever be saved? Seek. You will pay for what you've done. You will never run away from your sin. You have no right to live. It is a sin for you to be alive. You have no right to live. It doesn't matter. I will live on. To live, that is my redemption.
Woo! Alright, y'all. So that was the Tale of Souls, Siegfried's path to, excuse me, to Night Terror. Anywho, with that, I believe this is a good place to take a break. Next video, we'll move on to another character. Try to see if we can duplicate the same result. So, like and comment on the video. Subscribe for more gameplay. And with that, see ya. Peace.